Hello, my name is Omar Abisad. It's January 10th, Thursday, 2019 at 3:24 p.m. in Toronto. This is my daily blog to counter-indicate the, um, the reports being made about me as part of this ongoing experiment that's being run. The experiment being, to recap very briefly, the experiment being my being used as a guinea pig in an alert system. So I was flagged and being surveilled. Presumably, at first, when this started years ago, it would have been by the cops. But since I was flagged with all sorts of activity um, that I was supposed to have committed, which of course was not true and is not true, I was flagged. So as a result of that, maybe there was new procedures in place, policies in place, changes in laws and so on that allowed members of the community, criminal and others, to quote unquote sign me out of the system and surveil me, follow me around, have teams of people follow me around, have mock meetings and so on, and find me guilty or innocent. So um, preventing um, the preventing the escalation of these so-called at-risk people to from entering into the hard legal justice system. So I believe that is one of the experiments I'm being used in. So as part of that experiment, people around me in the building is submitting information about me. So I've talked about this before. This is one of the ways that information is made to happen. So really, it's misinformation. This is this is a microwave detector. It's used to detect signals coming into the body, or a cell phone. So let me just demonstrate the signals coming into the cell phone. So I'm going to activate my Twitter account, and that's the cell phone being activated. So that's a cell phone. Away from my body, it really doesn't matter. It's a cell phone that's alarming, right? This is away from my body, close to my body. So the activation is complete, so that the alarm stopped. So I'm going to check one of the tweets. So that's the opening of one of the tweets in my feed. Again, it doesn't matter where the phone is. It's away from my body, close to my body. So I'm just gonna activate another one. Close or far, it really doesn't matter. It's the cell phone that's activating the detector. Again, opening another tweet. That's away from my body, close to my body, away from my body, doesn't matter. It's a cell phone. So this is my body as a comparison. My hand. The question then needs to be asked, why is the signal hitting my hand? Why is the palm of my hand setting off the alarm? The question is, signals are coming into the hand, just like it was in the cell phone. So I'm being tracked as I'm being harassed with outside the window and at my door sometimes when neighbors pass and say things like, you're a target, we're going to call the cops on you, and so on and so on. So I'm tracked. And there's a lot of timing in and out of my unit. So my activities inside my unit is being tracked. When I walk around the detector is activated. The detector is activated by activity, motion. So at night, if I have this on my bed, on the sofa, every time I move, the detector goes off. It's motion activated. So my activities inside of my home is being monitored, silhouette style, through the walls, of course, because microwaves do go through walls. So that's a demonstration of harassment. And this is how one of the ways, I should say, information or misinformation is gathered. So what I do inside my home is my business. I could do anything inside my home. It is my business, as long as I'm not interfering with anybody else. I should not be spied upon inside my home. So the spying then is knowing, it's taken place knowing that there is harassment being carried out inside of my home. So whatever is being recorded outside, at the door, at the window, is a direct result of the harassment being carried out remotely inside of my home. And also by comments outside my window and at my door. So if I were to swear inside of my home as a result of being burnt in the eyes and the genitals, this would be recorded and used in a court to demonstrate that something is wrong with me and I'm just swearing inside my home for no reason because I'm mentally ill. This is how I'm being set up and framed over and over and over and over and over again. Another way of getting you angry or changing your temperament, I should say, not even moods, but making you feel very uncomfortable and in a state of sustained pain, not to the level where you're disabled, but you can feel the pain and you're dealing with it in an unconscious fashion. So the detector goes off in my ear all the time. So the signals are being directed into the ear to cause pain, earaches, and I'm sure everybody out there knows how painful earaches are. The pain sometimes are very, very painful, and then sometimes it's there and you're dealing with it, and it makes you feel slightly uncomfortable and it builds up. And so you're dealing with this in the background of your mind, and it takes away from the degree of concentration that you focus on any task that you're doing. So this is one way of degrading your performance in anything that you're doing, anything the target is doing. And this happens all the time. It's been happening for at least 10 years now. Of course, it causes inflammation. So, and coughs. So this is how I'm being framed and set up. One of the ways that I'm being framed and set up in this building. There is an ongoing push to have me removed from my home. There is absolutely nothing wrong with me. There's nothing to be scared of. For me, I'm not a scary person. I don't go around making people feel uncomfortable. They actually make me feel uncomfortable. I am being stalked. I am being harassed. I am being called a whore, a prostitute. I'm sleeping with men, remotely, of course, because I've never been a prostitute. There is no physical, no physical relationship with the man that taking me out of the system, physical or otherwise. Actually, there is no relationship. These people are informants. I run from them. They let me know that they are informants, that they are signing me out of the system by harassing me and telling me this. They are following me around blatantly and openly in the workplace especially, and in this building. And they talk about calling the cops on me all the time. And the names of the cops are constantly being called, who they're calling and who will come and pick me up. All the time I'm being harassed. So if they're reporting things like I'm acting weird, there's nothing weird in trying to get harassment stopped. You have a right, everybody has a right to be free of harassment and to stop the person who's harassing them by telling them to stop harassing them, by communicating that they want the harassment to stop. This is your right. Self-preservation, self-defense. So the lies that are coming out of this building, this is my counter indicating it. This is part of the experiment. Red alerts, yellow alerts, whatever alert. And when their alerts go out, the power that I'm being harassed with, the power of the microwaves that I'm being harassed with is turned up to cause heart attacks, blindness, and so on. Microwaves, of course, could burn anything in your body instantly and will send you to the hospital. And I've been in the hospital in the emergency department several times in the last couple of years from workplaces where the experiments are continuing. So I'm looking for work, and I'm looking for work in a company that is not going to continue this experiment. I'm working on getting the flag off my name because there's no reason for me to be flagged. It is unconstitutional, and it should not be. If the process is in place to deal with other issues, then it is being abused in my case. I should not be on the list, and I should not be flagged. Talk to you another time.